What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I had the little one with me today. So yeah, I'm going to talk for a quick second in reference to this Jeep right here, and then we're going to get into today's video. Yeah, look at that LB7 smoke, baby. Because it's freaking America Day, that's why. So this Jeep behind me, we've had for almost 2 years now. We lifted it, put bigger tires on it, aftermarket bumpers, everything like that. And the damn thing hasn't been inspected since June of 2019. And the brakes are like completely shot on the front. You guys can kind of see here. Yeah, that's not good looking. Especially if you come back here. You look at that. It's just, yeah, the caliper is pretty much foobarred on this side, so we're going to get new calipers, brake pads, and rotors for the front, and then replace the pads and rotors in the rear of the Jeep. But you might be wondering, why is this here? Well, this is a company vehicle that I've been driving because the $900 Jetta is in the shop currently, and let's just say I'm having to dump a lot more than what we paid into the car to get that damn thing back on the road. Long story short, the Jetta needed a couple different things. Had a really bad O2 sensor, was making things terrible. I think I needed like full brakes in the rear for that, so that had to be done. And a lot of stuff that we got in a little bit of a sticky situation because we weren't expecting to be driving the Jetta for too long before getting it inspected. And then all of a sudden she got pulled over with the inspection sticker saying November of 2018. So I was like, okay, let's get everything taken care of immediately. But this video is not about the Jetta. This video is about the Jeep. Now, we've been teetering back and forth and back and forth and back and forth in reference to whether or not we should just get rid of the Jeep and the Duramax and get something new. And then I was like, okay, we're not going to do that. And then we came across this really nice 2017 GMC Acadia, fully loaded, freaking awesome. Well, the killer with that, they offered me $9,000 for that Jeep, and it is a 6-speed manual, lifted on 35s, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna do that, so let's put brakes on this thing. But that is not what we're doing in today's video. We're actually going to be fixing an issue that we have been dealing with this Jeep for a very long time, and that issue is these right here, freaking headlights. So as you guys know, from like day one, we've had issues with the headlights on this 2008 Jeep Wrangler. These were $99 or $89 on Amazon. So we're going to be changing these out. My brother, who has a 2015 JKU, was kind enough to give me his stock freaking headlights for the time being, because we're going to eventually go back to aftermarket headlights, but we're going to get something different and something a lot cooler than these. Not saying that these look bad, because truthfully, I don't think that they look bad, especially, you know, now that we went away from the Angry Bird look. And gotta get some goo going to get this off of here. But this thing has been sitting for so freaking long. It's time to work on it. Time to get this thing back on the road. The Duramax, which is sitting on the other side of the house over there. Hi, honey. The Duramax is sitting over there. Now, we were going to use our tax return money to fix the truck, get the truck back on the road, and then obviously we got smacked in the face with the Jeep repairs, which got to do full front brakes on that Jeep, so it's really not going to be that cheap, and we're thinking about upgrading them and just doing it right. And teetering back and forth, because I don't think this is going to be a daily driver anymore. I think even if we put this back on the road, we're going to end up still daily driving the Jetta. And with daily driving the Jetta, we will still be saving a bunch of money. So I've really contemplated even the idea of just putting factory brakes on this. I don't necessarily think that there's... Oh, you were handing... What is this? Is this Daddy's juice? All right, cool. So she knows what's up. So basically, I'm torn whether or not I want to upgrade the brakes on this or just keep them stock, since we're not going to be putting a whole heck of a lot of miles on it. But it does push the Duramax back a little bit, which is a little bit upsetting because I was so stoked to have my freaking truck back. What are you doing? But without further ado, let's get these headlights changed out. Honestly, I bet any money If I open this sucker up right now, I turn these headlights on, one of them's gonna be out. So we got this one, which works, and this one, which, yeah, does not work. So let's get that fixed. Alrighty, so the grill is friggin' off, so basically we have to take the headlight assemblies off. Now these stupid H adapters that are on here for this, long story short, when I initially put on the headlights, the adapter did not want to connect properly, so I kind of altered it my own way, and yeah, my way did not work because it was already cheap manufactured, and I made it temporarily work for a short period of time and then screwed it up even more. I'll show you guys exactly what I mean here in a second. All right, so these, when we put them in, came with this stupid setup adapter. Like, there are legitimately good adapters for these, and that's perfectly okay, but I'm gonna have to finagle getting these out. If you guys remember right, I ended up having to like electrical tape the ever-loving piss out of this one right here because it was just terrible and it would not hold a constant connection. Let's get these out, let's get these adapters out, and get these factory headlights back in, because I mean, let's face it, it's nice to have two functioning headlights, right? I mean, not that it's needed, but I mean, it kind of is. Did you take notice how much longer it took to get that light out? Yeah, we had a zip tie and probably 4.79 pounds of electrical tape wrapped around the damn harness. But let's get the factory headlights back in this thing. I'm not going to be happy with the look of it, but it'll only be a temporary. Kind of a bummer to see it back to factory headlights. I'm not saying it looks bad, it's just not as good looking. I did discover, though, because I'm sure it'll be in the comments, the bulb on this side is actually out. So everything works. Both of the headlights do work. I will turn them on. Really big downside, though, to not having aftermarket headlights is these are not bright at all. And that was probably my biggest complaint with the factory headlights itself. They're just not bright, and the camera doesn't really show that they're not bright, but like when you're driving, it is absolutely freaking terrible with stock Jeep headlights. Any Jeep owner knows that. Hence why there's such an aftermarket field for Jeep headlights because, I mean, let's face it, stock ones kind of suck. But if it passes us for inspection, and that's what we got to do. And like I said before, I'd rather have 2 working headlights. One big thing that I really want to get into is our next big issue for inspection. We have 2 things for inspection. Obviously the brakes, but then also these fender flares. Now I do still have the stock wheels. As you can see, there's a little bit of poke there. Not anything too crazy, but it won't pass with these wheels. So I'm gonna have to put the stockies back on this Jeep. But these flares, I'm not a fan of. I have not been a fan of from the start. I mean, they look cool, but like, I'll show you guys, like there's zip ties, I believe, on each fender flare. Unfortunately, these are the knockoffs. So lining things up are not that great. So some of the holes didn't match up. I drilled some of my own holes. Have a zip tie there, have a zip tie there. Pretty much everybody that builds vehicles puts like random little twists to like make things fit together. I do have zip ties, but only on the front where the bulb is for the side marker. The side marker is definitely going to be needed for inspection. So what we're going to do is probably going to get different fender flares for this because, I mean, they're pretty flimsy, man. They look good, but I think we want to go a different route fender flare wise. So drop a comment what you guys think down below what we should do for fender flares for this Jeep. I've teetered the idea of doing skinnies and then mounting the actual lights that are supposed to be on this a little bit tucked up underneath with a bracket. A lot of people run skinnies. I don't want to go back to a factory flare. The brackets for the underside of these is what really caused the biggest issue because they're supposed to be like a direct bolt on, but they weren't at all. They were really freaking terrible. It was kind of like said virus that's coming around. It was Chinese made and just really, really crappy. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll have the Jeep back on the road here shortly. With it not being a primary daily driver though, guess what? We can take it off-roading and not give a crap if something gets messed up. So if this was your first time watching a video on my channel, I hope you give this video a big thumbs up. Do not forget to smash that subscribe button down below. Join us on our journey to 10,000 subscribers, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya!